On Mountain News this morning, Kentucky State Police are reviving an informant program to catch more criminals with the help of citizens. And the UK swimming lawsuit is gaining traction, with one plaintiff coming forward about the allegations.
Dedicated to Eastern and Southern Kentucky, this is WYMT Mountain News this morning.
Good morning, I'm Madison Carmouche. We are coming up on 6:29 this Thursday morning, and it's Hillbilly Days. Let's check in with Tim Drawbridge for a look at your Hillbilly Days forecast.
You know what? Give me 1 second, Madison. I'm going to add that back on the show. You can see the cloud cover issues as we flipped over from night vision to day vision on our web camera outside the building. 59. Quick look at the weather headlines. Average high for today is near 70. We're going to be in the lower 80s, the low and mid 80s actually. Shower and thunder showers that will be weakening as it heads our way tonight as we trend cooler, or colder if you prefer, into the weekend. Temperature wise, mid and upper 50s into the lower 60s. Satellite weather composite not showing the level of detail regarding the cloud cover as high pressure continues to build on in from the west. And as we check out the 12-hour planner for today, we average out to being partly cloudy and a forecast high up close to 83. Speaking of Hillbilly Days, here you go. 84 in Pikeville this afternoon, 74 tomorrow, and a nice day, dry for Saturday. First Alert 7-day forecast, we go cooler on Sunday. Those details coming up in a few moments. Madison?
Tim, thank you. Kentucky State Police Post 13 in Hazard is looking to revamp their informant program. WYMT's Chandler Wilcox tells us how you can get involved.
The continued fight against drug abuse may involve looking beyond the help of troopers.
We're doing the best that we can to combat that issue, but unfortunately we've run into some situations where we may need confidential informants to be able to do our job a little better.
Kentucky State Police is offering potential informants to be paid for their help.
They're paid for each buy that they conduct.
It is a program they have used before, but it is being revamped.
It's always been utilized as a resource, but as of right now we're trying to revamp it and up it a little bit.
They hope to not only curb drug abuse, but also thefts that come along with it. Gayhart says troopers will provide guidance for potential informants.
We're there for them the whole step of the way. We'll be there as a resource for them.
Gayhart says the program is statewide at each post.
Each post may look a little bit different. They may just run it just a little differently.
You can contact Kentucky State Police Post 13 to learn how to become involved. And Hazard, Chandler Wilcox, WYMT Mountain News.
After contacting Kentucky State Police, Gayhart says you can be connected to a narcotics detective or the investigative supervisor. Police in Mingo County, West Virginia are asking for help finding a wanted man. Here's a picture of Jonathan David Fleming of Dingus, West Virginia. Fleming is wanted by the Mingo County Sheriff's Office for grand larceny. The Sheriff's Office says the incident happened last week. Anyone with information about the case is asked to contact the Sheriff's Office at 304-235-0300. Kentucky Auditor Allison Ball conducted a special examination of Elkhorn City's government, and some financial issues were found. More than $89,000 of local government economic assistance fund dollars were spent without documentation, and the city failed to pay required employee contributions of more than $116,000 to the Kentucky Public Pension Authority for city employee pensions. We have much more about this on WYMT.com. A Laurel County man will spend more than a decade behind bars after stabbing someone. In February, Joshua Bowling stabbed another man 5 times and slashed his back with a knife. The victim survived. Bowling was sentenced to 15 years in jail yesterday. He initially faced an attempted murder charge, but it was dropped. A Laurel County woman accused of killing a businessman was in court yesterday. Deputies say in 2021, Victoria Strelski shot Brian McCarty in the back. A change of venue hearing has been scheduled for June 19th. For the first time, we are hearing from one of the plaintiffs in a lawsuit filed against the University of Kentucky's athletic director and 2 former swim coaches. The complaint alleges the university empowered Lars Jorgensen to create a toxic and sexually hostile environment. Kelsey Soto reports.
It took several years before Briggs Alexander was able to share his experience about his time swimming and coaching at the University of Kentucky. He says he wore the blue and white proudly, but believes the Title IX office failed him and other athletes.
I didn't know if anyone was going to believe me. I mean, I read my own story, and I can't believe that happened to me.
He says on multiple occasions he was sexually assaulted at Lars Jorgensen's home. Alexander feels as though his coach used his position of power and openly objectified, humiliated, degraded, and taunted him. Advocates who were involved in the USA Gymnastics scandal say this practice is all too common and more can be done to protect young victims.
And so being able to look not just at the abuse that occurred, but ask the why question. What could we have done better? How do we fix it for the next time? How do we make sure this doesn't happen again? And to own that and to take responsibility is absolutely critical.
Lawyers involved want any other potential victims to know they're not alone and there is a space for them to share their story.
We need you. We need to keep shining the light and pressure on this university to do the right thing, to be transparent, and to hold those responsible accountable.
For Alexander, the process has been daunting and hopes this may be an opportunity for others to come forward and seek justice.
Outside of the fear that he put on to me, if you go to the police, XYZ will happen. That was real for me, and I just did what I needed to do to survive.
That was Kelsey Soto reporting. In a statement, UK expressed distress over the allegations, emphasizing that such alleged abuse is unacceptable. The university stated its commitment to cooperating fully with law enforcement and ensuring the safety and well-being of its students, faculty, and staff. Another major lawsuit is in the works for the Commonwealth regarding a law about underage vaping. House Bill 11 will prevent the sale of any vape products without FDA authorization or a safe harbor certification. Some owners say the law would prevent them from being able to sell most of their products, as the FDA has only authorized 23 products.
It bans everything in our store. Like 98% of everything would be banned here. We couldn't survive that. There's no way.
House Bill 11 also creates harsher penalties for retailers who sell tobacco products to people under 21. Tracy says he has no issue with this because he doesn't believe vape shops are the ones selling to people who are underage. In Laurel County, a Jackson County man is facing charges after police say he tried to get away from them. The incident happened Monday night when a London police officer pulled up on a Braden Carey after he was stopped. Carey turned off his lights before accelerating away from the officer. Police were later able to track him down. He was taken to the Laurel County Correctional Center. A Somerset man is facing multiple charges after deputies found him hiding in a crawl space. Police say on April 7, 32-year-old Cody Markham forced his way into a home with a gun, threatening to shoot 2 people if they didn't comply with his demands. The victim says Markham stole from them and assaulted them. The next day, police got a warrant, searched a home, found Markham, and arrested him. Markham was taken to the Pulaski County Detention Center. In Pulaski County, 2 men are behind bars after police say they found drugs on them. The incident happened 2 weeks ago at a home on Lakeview Drive in Nancy. Police were called out to the home after responding to a trespassing complaint. Police later found digital scales and a crystal-like substance similar to meth on Darwin Roberts and Eric Lawhorn. Roberts and Lawhorn were taken to the Pulaski County Detention Center. As you may know, April is a Sexual Assault Awareness Month, and local organizations wanted to do their part in spreading awareness to the youth of southeastern Kentucky. The Sapling Center hosted its annual Child Abuse and Awareness event yesterday morning in Whitesburg to help children stay informed and safe. Amanda Wooten says the goal is to raise awareness and educate those in the community.
Annual child abuse awareness and prevention event. It's our goal to bring awareness and educational information to the communities that we serve. Kentucky is a mandated reporting state, therefore anybody that suspects child abuse and neglect should report to social services or law enforcement.
The Sapling Center will have another child abuse awareness event tomorrow in Knox County Town Square starting at 10:30 a.m.
A good Thursday morning to you, or happy Friday Eve. Temperature-wise, we're in the mid and upper 50s and lower 60s across the Commonwealth this Thursday morning. And yeah, about 10 to 12 degrees colder than where we were this time yesterday morning. The satellite weather composite, we do have a scattering of clouds across the region. And yes, high pressure is continuing to build on in to give us a lot of sunshine and a warm day today. We got this complex of rain and some thunderstorms, which will continue to evolve. Mississippi Valley westbound this morning into this afternoon and then track across western Kentucky this evening, but it weakens by the time it gets here overnight. That's good news, and we'll show you those trends coming up in a few moments. For the drive today, shades and visor down a bit. Partly cloudy this morning, same deal this afternoon. A forecast high in Hazard up to 83. Pikeville today, 84. Not a washout tomorrow, cooler, 74. And a delightful day, even though it's in the mid-60s, average is 70. I know, some of you are yearning for summer. We trend cooler for Sunday. Your first alert 7-day forecast is coming up in just a few moments. Madison.
Thanks, Tim, and thank you for joining us. The time is now 6:40. Still to come on Mountain News this morning. The Secretary of Homeland Security makes it through an impeachment while another D.C. leader's role could be on the line.